This is the Up and Down. Hello again, and welcome back to my backyard. Tomorrow marks, I believe, 13 months since Brodown 2021, and one day after tomorrow is Brodown 2022. So we are right up against it. It's time again for the ceremonial cleaning of the clubs and the Brodown Pregame talk, which I will give you an update on how my game is, what I think might happen, and maybe some fun stats from some recent analysis that Zach asked for. So we'll hit on all of that. So let's start with the easiest thing. Brodown 2021 ended up being 3 videos, 18 holes, 5-stroke differential. It was an okay Brodown. I didn't love the feeling coming off the course, but after the fact, once it settled, felt a little bit better. Rewatching the video over, close to a year later, it just felt like both of us could have and should have played a little better. Zach putted really well, but his swing didn't show up until late. You can blame that on not having a driving range. I swung the club reasonably well, not terribly, and then didn't putt very well. Had some missed opportunities with putts, and then got just a little sloppy down the stretch. Nothing ridiculous, right? So just another Brodown in the books at that point. Brodown 2022, let's talk about it. So Brodown 2022 will be played in Norwalk, Iowa at the Legacy Golf Club. Yet again, it's a site that neither of us has seen. Neither of us has prior experience of. Looks like the tips are out at that 7,000 yard plus mark. It appears to be a 2006-ish, I think it was 2004, 2006 opening date. So kind of in that post-Tiger boom of golf. They built this course with a neighborhood around it. So residential, long, at least from the media that I can see, it's kind of a championship course layout where it's wide, big swooping, kind of dramatic shapes in both the bunkering and the hills around some of the features on the course. Can't wait to see what the greens look like. They appear to be sizable, so hopefully a few greens in regulation and hopefully not too many more putts than usual. I think the course probably favors the game I think I'm going to bring in. Although it is long, there are some what appear to be forced layups, especially in the first 2 or 3 holes, where I'm going to be taking a long iron off the tee, and Zach will have maybe a hybrid or a 3-wood, which are not his favorite clubs. He would prefer to hit driver, especially once loose. So I like the idea that I could get out to an easy, maybe 2 or 3 stroke lead in those first 2 or 3 holes, which of course is no guarantee of anything, but as we discussed last time, there's not really a big comeback factor in the Brodown. So early lead and then no big numbers is the goal. Life in general outside of golf has been good recently. 3 and 5-year-old keeping me busy, and having 3 and 5-year-old problems, or more like 4 and 6-year-old problems, because they're both pretty mature for their age. Caroline's enjoying school. Landon is enjoying activities outside of daycare. They're both in gymnastics, both show interest in getting on the golf course, which is fun. It's generally just a good time. Having those good times does keep me off the course. I haven't played a ton this summer, although I did ramp up golf activities here over the past, well, say the past week. Here's the kicker though, and a factor that would not have played a factor in any other Brodown. I had COVID 2.5 weeks ago, and was really only clear of COVID Friday and Saturday of this past week. It is now Tuesday. So I played a little bit of golf on the lingering effects of COVID, and then I would say I've been back to more or less 100% this week. And that's good. Going into a Brodown that I want to be able to walk, I need to be 100%, especially in the cardiovascular department. It did have me down for a while. It was weird. I'm assuming Omicron strain or some lesser than some of the worst strains out there, because it didn't hit me too bad. Just kind of headachy, fever, just general gross feeling for the majority of it. And then almost as soon as it hit, it was back to almost normal. And then one day I woke up, and I guess it was Friday afternoon, I was okay. Saturday morning I woke up and was what I would consider normal, which is good. I have not been in the gym in about 5 weeks now, partially due to COVID and partially due to just wanting to get some sleep. Sleep has been good. I would say I need to get back in the gym, although physical conditioning right now is not a problem. It would be if I continued eating fast food quickly and often without the gym routine in there. So I will get back into the gym after the Brodown, but I also did not want to be sore from a first week back to the Brodown, so no gym. What else? Covered COVID, covered the golf course, my golf game, how about that? You will be seeing this probably next year, several months after the Brodown, if I had to guess. Regardless of outcome, I probably won't try to publish anything right away. So, that being said, I just got home from the course. I had a last tune-up lesson with Tom Geese. We got some things straightened out, really set some direction for the swing going forward. I do not have another lesson on the calendar this year. We're going to wait and see how the Brodown plays out. And then if weather looks nice, we might get in 1 or 2 more lessons yet this year. I want to continue working on my form and really solidify mechanics going into next year. Driving overall improvement, which has kind of always been the goal, not necessarily just for the Brodown, more along the lines of just to be able to play golf well. Maybe next year I can get back into TRGA or more competitive rounds of golf. I am contemplating a membership next year. They have a young professionals membership for the 35-year-old crowd, which I qualify for 1 more year. So it's about a $100 discount for a 7-day membership, which would be cool. Might do that, might just do TRGA instead. I'll probably wait until after Thursday to make a call on how competitive I want to be going forward. I don't know. I think the goal in every Brodown is to shoot bogey ball or better. No one has lost a Brodown by shooting in the 80s. Several have won Brodowns while shooting higher than that, but yeah, shooting in the 80s is really the goal. So better than bogey ball. And if I can calibrate my expectations to that and keep myself in a relaxed state mentally and not be too tense, everything will go as it should. And then it'll be up to who plays better golf if we're both relatively relaxed and not nervous. Based on the video last year, I think Zach will be a little bit nervous. He also supposedly has not played any golf in the last couple of weeks, so he'll be coming in fresh, and that is a true roll of the dice, probably for him as much as for me. When I take time off and then come back, sometimes I play my best round of the year. And sometimes I play like I'm starting all over again. No feel, no touch, and no hope. We'll see which one of those shows up. Probably somewhere in the middle if I had to guess, given that it's a Brodown. I'm betting he comes in and shoots in the low 90s on a tough course, and I will hope to shoot in the mid 80s. You know, throw up a good solid round. Can I do that? Sure. Will I do that? Hard to say. That's why we play the game. I don't know how much of this will make it into the video, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. My swing has been through a very rapid revolution from the rotary one plane sort of simplified swing that I've been working on all year. I got stuck and could not get my club on plane and get the wrist to do what I needed it to do. So we really simplified things. I should say we really complicated things first, because first we had a discussion and said, oh, we're definitely going back to the two-plane upright tall guy swing, which we should not have done. I tried it, and I played 2 rounds over the weekend and shot in the 90s both times. The second half of my round Saturday at Forest Hills, I shot 41 on the second 9, which happened to be the front 9. We will not talk about the 58 on the back 9 because it was garbage. I didn't have a driver swing and was trying to use driver. When I committed to just putting the ball in play, it felt much more playable, and the score showed that. And then I shot 93 at Trempolo with some lost balls in a very windy day. Overall, I felt like the short game held up pretty nicely there. Putting, I kind of found a stroke by the end of the day. I feel okay about that round, even though the score was not where I wanted it to be. I would have wanted, mid-80s for a last round before Brodown sort of scored. And then we got back on the driving range yesterday, still trying to do a two-plane swing, the upright tall man swing, which had not been coached into me since last year. I'd been coached away from that swing all year, and it just wasn't working, so we went back to it, or tried to, and that didn't work. Coach threw in just a, call it a freebie, and he stayed around and gave me another half hour of his time after his last lesson of the day, because I happened to be there while he was there, and he could see where I was going, which was in a death spiral. Came back and said, well, and maybe you'll see the video, how do you feel? Which way should we go? And I could have kept struggling and just, it wasn't there. I wanted to go back to the one plane swing and really just solve a couple of problems with it. And ultimately that's what we did. So, got most of that in last night, shortened the back swing after I don't know how many years of thinking that was probably the way to go. And then today we had a lesson, which was really good timing. We went from that short back swing last night, and we found something with the front leg today where, especially on the long clubs, especially if the club goes too far, the left leg sort of collapses back, rotates inward, which causes some stability problems, and there's one more moving piece in the downswing, and it's hard to control. Well, hard to control is not how we want to play golf. We want to play controlled golf. So, simplify that, keep that left leg wide. When we get fully back here, just stop and let the club set as we start the downswing. That seems to be working really well. I hit some really quality shots right on the target line. 8 or 9 iron, pitching wedge. 7 iron was a little more hit and miss. 6 iron was a little more hit and miss from there. Get into the driver, and there was a couple of really good driver moves, and the driver is really where we found that front leg problem. So, feel like if I can just sort of feel that out over the longer run, this swing is going to work. This swing, this method, this rotary one plane business is the way to go. The only question is, will it show up on Thursday when it matters? So looking back at 2014 through 2021, in that time frame, I am 6-2. I've won 6 and lost 2 in those 8 years. I've won by a combined 26 strokes. And if we were doing match play, would have also been 6-2 and won by a combined 13 holes. The match play outcomes do not appear to be any different than the stroke play outcomes, which was interesting to see. The blowouts were not as big of a blowouts because the key in a Brodown is, since it's stroke play, you can't have any big holes, whereas in match play you can throw up a 10 to somebody else's 4 or 3, which has happened several times, and the result is 1 hole goes to that lower scoring player, not 6 or 7 strokes. So the match play results are much closer. The big hole doesn't matter as much. I feel like if we played match play, I don't feel like it would be the Brodown in the first place, but if there were another event that we played maybe earlier in the year as a match play event, It could be more fun, could be more dynamic scoring, and you could just shrug off, like, oh, you know, that one was going to be a big number. Zach got it on the green in 3 and 2-putted for a bogey, and Travis was still off the green in 6, or whatever the case may be, you know, in his pocket after 2 tee shots. Well, that's just one hole for Zach. Concede and move on. And play, you know, 16 holes in 2 hours or something. Could be fun. Something we've explored is like a springtime equivalent of Brodown, and then maybe have the stroke play traditional Brodown be the fall classic that it is, where we, you know, typically play right around Labor Day on average. Sometimes it's early August. It's never been in July or earlier, and it's only once been in October, but usually August or September. This is, I think, the second to, or maybe third to latest Brodown we've ever had, but overall, I think this is maybe like the second to latest Brodown we've ever had. If we had something in the spring and something in the fall where we had an excuse to get our families together outside of central Missouri, where it was my place or his place or mine, maybe on a rotating basis again. And instead of the trophy, maybe we do a jacket ceremony, so have this thing in early May, about the earliest I can get out and knock the frost off the clubs anyway. Maybe that'd be fun. We'll see. Looking forward to Thursday, looking forward to seeing Zach playing the game, trying to play in the right way. Good sportsmanship, stay focused. Golf, and especially Brodown, is all about the mental game. So the goal for me in the Brodown is to keep my cool, stay focused on the shot in front of me, only the shot in front of me, not the one after or the one before. And hopefully come away with victory. That is the goal, to win the thing. It's not the only goal, but it is a big one. Anyway, I think I've mumbled on long enough. Hopefully Zach's doing one of these videos as well, and you can see what he thinks. May give a little pep talk on the way down, or do like a vlog sort of recording just to give pregame of what's going on. You should see us on the range, see how we warm up, see who's hitting it better, maybe catch some of the banter there, and then it's game time and we're on. So thanks for coming along. We will see you on the range.
So just like last year, Travis asked me to do a quick intro video into Brodown 2022. Obviously lost last year, not a great performance by any stretch of the imagination. Looking forward to this year, although a little later than I would have liked. He asked me earlier this week, you know, how my game was, and I can say that I haven't played a hole of golf in about 3 weeks. So it will be very much an adventure, I think, from that aspect, which will keep my expectations low. I think year by year I always try to talk myself into the reality that it's really not a big deal and it's just golf and it's just another time out. But no matter what, it seems my feelings and emotions and competitive fire always overrule that notion or that thought, and so it always is nervy and interesting. It looks like the course is going to be pretty open. There's some places you can miss. There are safe places to bail out, which is always helpful. I know a big part of my game, although not last year, is losing the ball off the tee. But for me, last year I just wasn't able to strike the ball. There are just so many mishits and not being able to square up balls at all. And so I'm hoping that I can rely on some solid putting, some reasonable chipping, getting the ball in the fairway. As I hit maybe one fairway last year, that was obviously a big detriment. And so I've taken a couple lessons this summer, just 2. I know Travis has taken a lot, but I did find some beneficial insight into that, and we'll see if that transfers forward at all, or if I can replicate that. It's, as we know, it's one thing to know what to do, it's another to get your body to actually do it. It's very hard when we have ingrained certain moves and what we're trying to do. But I'm hopeful that I can just play decently well. I would say if we were trying to guess score here, I would be happy with anything, probably always happy with 85 or below. And probably wouldn't be too disappointed if I came in at 87 or 88. I would rather not be above 90. Otherwise, this is becoming a pillow fight. Maybe we should look into match play. But no, so looking forward to the event and looking forward to using my new irons. Have some more forgiving irons this year, which doesn't really help if you top or chunk shots, but will help if you're able to make decent contact. And looking forward to seeing a new course. Iowa looks like it's going to be a little chilly, so the ball's not going to travel quite as far, and I'm sure there'll be the Iowa wind involved also, which I'm familiar with. I definitely favor, as far as experience, a course that doesn't have many trees and is wide open and windy versus a parkland tree course that Travis primarily plays. So I think that plays into my favor some. And but otherwise, I'm just looking forward to it and going in with trying not to have too high of expectations, but just to enjoy some time with my brother and to enjoy some time competing, testing myself, seeing if I'm able to control my emotions and slow down when I need to and enjoy the experience as well. I'm thankful that you guys would watch this and that you'd be joining us on this journey, and it's something that I do look forward to. I do. Once we set the date, I did get excited. It took us a long time to set the date this year just from schedule differences and things like that, but I am looking forward to getting up early and making the drive tomorrow up to Norwalk and what will be our time tomorrow. I think that's the kind of the beauty of Golf Fridays. You wake up fresh in the morning and you have your clubs clean and your new balls put in your bag, and you're just anticipating what it will be. We are a people that anticipate and dream and think of what the possibilities will be. Oftentimes we're met with reality right off the first tee, but until then it's quite exciting. And so yeah, just looking forward to a good day tomorrow, and just hoping that he and I can get up there safely and compete well and show some skill and even be able to see a little bit of fruit from our investment in lessons. So thanks again for joining us and for listening. Best of luck to the bro tomorrow. So we'll see what happens.
What's up?
Hello and good morning. It is Brodown Day, September 29th, 2022. I have arrived a couple of minutes ago here at the Legacy Golf Club in Norwalk, Iowa. It is chilly. Current temperature around 44 degrees, going to a high of 66. We're going to have winds 15 miles an hour, so another breezy one, and cool. Not going to have a need for as many drinks or as much concern about dehydration as last year by any means. Course looks good. I mean, I'm looking out what I think is the first fairway. It is a generous landing area, and then there's another one coming back this way. I think I said in some of the pregame video, big swooping shapes. That's kind of what I'm seeing. A lot of elevation, a lot of I don't know, some of the looks here remind me of like Erin Hills, where you got big swooping hills and fairways. Turf looks good from a distance. We'll see what it's like up front, up close. Driving range is just over to my right here. It is pretty nice. Grass, turf hitting surfaces. Some good targets out there. We are about an hour and a half before tee time. So nice and early. Stayed in a hotel here last night, Baymont by Wyndham. Nothing special. Hot breakfast this morning was okay. So feeling pretty good, feeling as good as I can before touching clubs and seeing what the swing has to offer today. Course looks good. Looking forward to a good bro down here. Yeah, we're gonna have to look out for the breeze, stay warm, which walking the course, I mean, seeing these hills, some of them are no joke, so I'll get a tow up a couple of them, or between some of the long rides, I'll grab a tow up the hill to the next tee box kind of thing, as Zach allows or sees fit. Without getting too sentimental about it, I mean, this is the measuring stick every year. You know,
has your game progressed? Are you any better at golf than you were last year? So far the answer has been a pretty consistent, like you're as good as you're going to get, and you're going to perform within a set range. I feel like I've always felt like I'm on the verge of getting just that little bit better, and it just doesn't quite happen. And today is no different. I feel like I'm on the verge of getting that much better. If you go back and look at our 2022 videos, the lessons I had in the last 2 days, the 26th and 27th of September, kind of found a new look, a new feel. We're going to see how that goes today, but after today we'll continue working on that. One plane swing, a very rotary move. Seems to be much more repeatable, much simpler, and I really like the look and feel of that swing. So we'll be working on that. So warm-up routine today, I am going to hit some putts, hit some chips, grab a bucket of balls, get the swing moving, hit putts and chips again, and then we will maybe save 1 or 2 more balls for that opening tee shot warm-up, that 2-iron probably, depending on the carry. Although from this angle it certainly looks like it's a driver. We'll see. Yeah, it's Brodown time, right? I don't feel especially tense yet. We'll get there. We'll get a camera in Zach's face and he'll say he's not nervous, and then, you know, do his first tee thing where he's nervous. Or kind of like 2020, a good bucket of balls, just a quiet, not really social warm-up, and then go out and get beat. So we'll see. That's what the Brodown's about, just figuring out what's what and where we are. Thank you for your interest in this. Thanks for watching. Makes bothering with the video a lot more fun when people ask me about it, or people ask about the Brodown. So knowing that there are people out there who are curious about my life and how things are going and things I'm passionate about makes that passion a little more easy to come by. So all right, by 10 a.m. it's going to be 54 degrees, so we can shed the jacket at that point. Up until then, it's just more or less getting a feel for how the body feels, how the stroke feels, especially the putting stroke. Get a feel for the bent grass and bluegrass combo here. Of course, advertised bent grass fairways and greens, bluegrass rough. It's just a really good looking course. I like the look of it. I think that's all I've got for now. Welcome to the Brodown.